Hello, everybody. We are here, Mistress in the Darkness, to do our bits and pieces. Are you here, my darkness? Can you hear me?
Good evening, Mistress. How are you tonight?
I am doing fairly well. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. A little tired, long day, but not bad.
Long day, yes. Everything's starting up again. Isn't that how life goes?
It is very much so.
Oh, I am bloody exhausted. I actually get to stop for a second and do a fucking podcast. Fuck. Oh, my life. Fuck my life. Alright.
I just have to walk away from the cameras, folks. I will be half a second.
Of course he does. As soon as we start. I don't know if that was half a second, my dear.
How long was it, Mistress?
At least 2 seconds. Jesus. I am perplexed. Definitely. Oh my gosh. And I haven't even put on my incense. I'm just going to get rid of my face. You can still hear my lovely, ridiculous voice. And I'm going to do this. Bam. Ayo. I'm going to work out how this works soon. And then I'll make it do other things. Yeah. Fuck yeah, bitches. Did you hear that?
And that's what happens when you have your other device going and not muted.
Well, you didn't hear all that. Did you hear the sound effects?
I heard,
Oh, oh, oh.
I heard the sound effects, yes.
Good. Because it took me a whole of
It was
2
feedback
seconds.
from the microphone.
Oh, yes, that old chestnut. It's never fun, that one.
Yes, indeed. Feedback.
Yeah. I don't like feedback.
So, Mistress, where are we off to this evening?
So I believe, because our last one was cut short, we are... That is too loud. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't know that would be that loud. Mythical demons under your bed is what I called it. And then I was trying to get that. There's a monster under your bed, but under my bed. But I didn't.
Monsters don't live under beds, they live in our heads.
I don't know. I've had them living in my head, living next door. Sometimes under the bed, sometimes in like the pickup truck that goes around the corner. They can be all over the place. Funsies. No, but the truth is, yeah, it's all us anyway.
It is indeed. Well, yes and no, because the demonology and mythology goes back such a long way in recorded literature. It cannot be just us. There has to be something more here.
I'm 100% with that. Agree.
The history is just so deep. I mean, like, if we go to our first one tonight,
Yeah.
this comes out of old Eastern Europe. Now, when I'm saying Eastern Europe, I'm talking about countries like Hungary, Croatia, Ukraine, Russia, right throughout the whole of Eastern Europe. And I'm talking about a mythical creature by the name of Baba Yaga. Have you ever heard of Baba Yaga?
Yes, I have, but I've heard of it from a TV show called Lost Girl. And Baba Yaga is... Well, Lost Girl has lots of demons in it, so they've got all the demons and mythical creatures in there anyway.
Well, Baba Yaga is... it's a very difficult one to describe because she is both a demon and a saviour at the same time.
Is she now?
In various different parts of folklore, she is regarded as a hideous old crone who captures children and fries and eats them.
Delicious.
And indeed. And in other folklore, it is the fact that Baba Yaga is not so much the saviour, but she is the one that provides aid and comfort to the hero and usually coaches the hero through to the successful completion of his quest.
Okay.
Something very, very, very interesting is Baba Yaga's chosen method of transport. Now, we're used to witches and whatnot always being typecast as flying brooms. However, Baba Yaga does not fly a broom. She flies a mortar, and her
Like
chosen...
a mortar, like a mortar and
weapon-
pestle.
hang on a moment. Her chosen
Oh.
weapon of defence is a pestle.
Ah, right, okay. Okay, double down.
So this, and when you actually start going back into the 18th and the 17th century,
Yeah.
witches,
I'm just going to get rid of myself.
the women that were considered to be witches were what is probably better termed a wise woman these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Who was very much a herbalist, into herbal remedies.
And also often the
different ways of
midwives
treating
and things like that. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, yes. The
Yeah.
midwives, the herbalists and whatnot. So it's very interesting that from a perspective of Baba Yaga being this great monster, for her vessel of transport being a mortar and her weapon being a pestle is rather an interesting little contrast.
It's lovely. So do you think that witches riding on broomsticks has has some sort of thing to that as well? You know, like mortar pestle, they're just housewives, that kind of situation. Do you think it's something like that as well?
Look, I'm not overly familiar with the origin
Just
of
guess.
what we term the modern witch, and I don't have any academically referenced literature to consult on that at hand at the present time.
Just make it up. Oh my gosh. Just make it up.
The modern day adaptation of the witch, I believe, is very much a 20th century adaptation, especially out of the United States.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
And therefore it was something that was seen of, probably that came about after the Salem witch trials.
Yes.
As a way of typecasting these particular women, especially...
You got to burn those strong women, let's be honest.
No, you can't have a strong woman.
No, you got to set them on fire. That's why my hair's this
exactly
colour.
But, but interestingly enough, speaking of Salem as we just were, the memorial in Salem to the witches that were murdered during the Salem witch trials is actually stones in a stacked stone wall.
I didn't get there in time.
Inscribed
Sorry.
with the year of birth and the year of death of a particular person that was murdered in Salem during the witch trials, which ended up being not witches at all, but food poisoning.
Goodness gracious. Well, why does that not surprise me that it wasn't a witch, but it was just food poisoning? Sorry, I'm going to sneeze again. I don't know what just happened, but something's gone up my nostril.
I'm not touching that one, ladies and gentlemen. Leave that well alone. Give it a big wide berth.
Give you a big wide berth. Let's see how this goes. Now I have, this is...
Who is the real Baba Yaga? And no, the real Baba Yaga is not as scary as John Wick. Let me explain. The real Baba Yaga is a mythological creature from Slavic folklore who is shown to be both good and evil. The Baba Yaga is an old witch who is a forest spirit. She has bony legs with no flesh and a nose so long that she uses it to smell her visitors. She lives alone in a hut in the middle of a forest, a hut which is constantly spinning and supported by chicken legs. The fence around her hut is adorned with human skulls. In some stories, she kidnaps children and threatens to eat them, but in others, she's a source of
turn
guidance.
that sound a little bit down so I can turn this one up.
From Slavic folklore, who is shown to be both good and evil. The Baba Yaga
I don't know what's happened there.
who is a forest spirit. She has bony legs with no flesh and
The sound's gone all weird.
so long that she uses it to smell her visitors. She lives alone in a
Shush now.
is the real Baba Yaga. And no, the real Baba Yaga is
Hang
not
on.
as...
Something's gone weird. Something just went weird. Don't worry about me. I'm totally professional.
Don't worry about you.
No, I wouldn't worry about me at all. That would be the... So I don't know why the sound all decided to go all weird just then, but it did. And fuck it right in its face.
It very much did, didn't it?
Yeah, it all of a sudden, like, there was no reason for it. All I did was try to turn it down a little bit, and for some reason it went all batshit crazy. But that's
happens.
okay.
Technology is a wonderful thing, but it always goes wrong.
Technology is the thing. I was talking about...
No, technology is a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful
but
thing,
it
true.
often goes wrong with disastrous consequences.
It's true. Like, if you've seen any Black Mirror, you know. I've got my little one a Alexa well, my mum bought it for her birthday. She's on the spectrum, so it's difficult for her to know the time. She needs to know exactly, I shower at 8 o'clock. If you say shower a minute beforehand, no. 2 minutes later, the whole world burns down. So got her an Alexa so she could sit there and it tells her what to do at 7 o'clock, exactly 7 o'clock.
Yep.
And she goes, Alexa, shut up. I'm like, you be nice to your AI, because when they rise up, you want to be their friend. Oh, yeah. It reminded me of a game I played. It was very much, that was not what I meant to do. Oh, fuck it in this phase. Yeah, so that's what happened there. So...
My sweet, you have no sound at the moment.
I have no sound. You can't hear me?
You're back now, but you went dead for 30 seconds.
Oh, it's not the worst thing I could have done. Could have gone dead for a lot longer. No, I don't know why I can't go back.
Baba Yaga.
Shut up with
And
your
no,
fucking Baba
the real
Yaga. Oh my god, this is so good.
This is the
Just
thing.
continue on.
This is the thing. This is the thing. You don't play with mythology, ladies and gentlemen, unless you specifically know what.
Do you reckon I pissed off Baba
Because
Yaga?
when you do, it can. Well, quite possibly. When you do, they can reach out from beyond and grab you in ways that you never thought possible.
I've thought of a lot of
Not in
ways
good
people can
ways.
grab me.
As I said, not in good ways.
Oh.
Who is a forest spirit.
Most
She has
times
bony
even
legs with no flesh and a nose so long that
interested in the human carnal pursuits.
This is annoying. I thought this would be really cool to do, and now it's just not working, and I don't know how to go back. Anyway, so just bear with us for one moment. I hope everyone's watching and enjoying themselves. If anyone's watching, tell us where you're from, what's going on, what's happening. So Perfect Profanity, thank you so much for joining us. I know you've got us tabbed, but I really appreciate that. You're a legend. And yep. Oh yeah. There we go. No, I don't know.
So if any of our subscribers have any information about mythical beasts and demons, especially in the Slavic world, please message us.
Yeah, definitely. We do bring up a few of them, don't we? Well, that's what you like. That's an interest of yours, definitely.
Well, so it's an interest of mine, especially because the fact that we get saturated so much, especially with American culture, it's just very interesting.
Oh, definitely.
When you look at another rather old culture as well and see the parallels.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, it's really interesting. Like, they're so different, and if you look at them, they're just. It's very beautiful. Their stories are very different. Like ours, the Western culture, the Englands, the Americans, and stuff like that, are all about, you do this, you make a mistake, you get punished, or you can fix it up if you do something right. Like with all of the movies and things like that. If there's a demon, monster chasing you, if you do the right thing, it can go better. But if you look at, like, say, Japanese, the Japanese ghosts, they are there because they are angry. Nothing you can do that will stop them from being angry at you. That's that. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. But we are just so saturated with Hollywood culture and their depiction of all the demons from mythology that's what we've come to understand. And Santa Claus being, is an adaptation of very old Eastern European belief. But where I'm coming to that is that what we believe is Santa Claus never wore a red suit. That's just a Hollywood and marketing adaptation by Coca-Cola Company.
Yeah.
Santa Claus, even in Western culture, used to be yellow. But the original Santa Claus is actually blue, so you can see how that Hollywood actually just twists it and makes it what they want and just says, here you go, consume this, masses.
Yeah, I didn't know it used to be blue. I just thought, because I know Saint Nick and all of that sort of stuff came from a random dude who used to go around to small villages in, like, somewhere tiny and snowy and give people little toys that he made out of wood or some shit.
Saint
Nick?
Nick comes out of Holland.
There you go. You know what I'm talking
Um,
about. As long as people know what I'm talking about, doesn't matter if my facts are wrong.
Santa dressed in blue is actually known as Dead Moroz and is Eastern European.
Dead Morose.
Dead Moroz. Moraz.
Morose. Oh, okay. Do you know what that translates to?
Um,
Apart from the word dead, obviously.
roughly translated is Grandfather Frost.
Yeah, okay. And then we go to St. Nick, Nicholas Frost, and then we go through Frosty the Snowman, all that sort of shit. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But
Old cold fucker.
In the Western
Old cold fucker. I'm down for that.
mythology, Santa Claus is partnered by Mrs. Claus, who's of course stays home on Christmas Eve while Santa goes out to work. But in Eastern European lore, Grandfather Frost, or Dead Moroz, is accompanied by his granddaughter.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know. We're not meant to be talking about that, but I'm into it. I didn't know that. That's really cool. So does that mean... It's like I'm asking he's like my teacher, isn't he? Like, it's asking my teacher some questions. So do you know the Terry Pratchett books, how there's death and then death's granddaughter? Do you think that might have some sort of... All right, so we're going to do a thing about books at some point, and I'm going to teach him all about Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. All right, everybody? It's on the cards. If I could find my notebook, I'd write it down.
I will teach you about some of the classics as well, maybe.
Oh, let's see if I haven't read them, because I am a massive reading nerd. I used to literally have no friends and walk around reading books. My first book I read was Tom Sawyer. My first novel, I think I was about 8. That was my first full novel that I found, grabbed off Mum's thing. Otherwise, I'd read everything that I possibly could get my hands on, but I wasn't allowed to touch the novels until I got to that certain age. Books. You just write books, M&D.
Reading is a very interesting subject. I used to read a lot when I was young. Now, when I'm saying young, probably up until the age of about 8, used to read a couple of books a week because I had asthma quite badly as a child.
Yeah.
But sort of after I recovered from the asthma, I stopped reading a lot and didn't start reading again for pleasure until my late teens, early 20s.
Oh, okay.
And then I've only gone through spates over the years of like reading voraciously and then not reading for years, and then I'll read voraciously again and then not read for years. It's a bit of a weird situation.
It is.
To me, to be able to actually read, for me personally, I like isolation. I like extreme quiet, no noise, no disturbance or anything like that. And if there's noise going on and whatnot, people running around the house doing bits and pieces, I just can't concentrate.
That's fair enough. Like, my mum's a massive reader. Like, she could easily read 3 novels a day. Like, we're speed readers. I used to be able to read, 1 a day. I wouldn't go through 3. I'm also not sitting there all day reading. Sorry, Mum, if you watch this. But, like, I've always loved to read. I used to read not constantly, but very regularly until, I don't know. I think until I started working about 20 hours a day, that kind of put a bit of a dent in things. And then I still managed to read. I still had, books on my computer. So I'd have my computer screen with work, and then I'd have my computer screen with books, and I'd be like doing this. And that's part of the ADHD, I think. But yeah, I think after I had my kid, I haven't really got into it. I've got lots of books. I think we should do a book swap. I'll send you my favourite book, and you send me your favourite book, and then we'll read them, and we'll chat. And I reckon lots of people should do that.
I no longer have my favourite book because I loaned it to a friend and it never got returned. I
loaned mine to a friend, one of my favourite books to a friend, and never came back. And then so I bought another one, and then I lent that to a friend. Didn't come back, so I bought another one, and then all of a sudden I had 4 of them. I don't know. Like, people brought it back, and then I just had this like, did they just breed? Like, what happened there? That was Good Omens. So Good Omens is something that I read with one of my first really good friends in Canberra. we used to sit in the library at lunchtime and she used to read to me, and she had like this slightly English accent, and I'd just be like,
Oh, you love it.
you know, it was just like I was in a dream with bubbles flying out of my face and angels and, you know, yeah. But she's lovely, and she knows exactly who she is if she watches this. Love you to death. Mwah. Anyway.
Here's one for you. What book have you read that has had an instant effect on you? Absolutely instant.
Fair few of them. I'm going to go with, like, there's been a few of them that have changed my life. I'm going to go with Monkey's Mask.
Don't know.
It is a poetry book. Like it's a no, it's a tale told in poetry. It's done by a lovely Australian lady. They made it into a movie, and both of them just blew me away. So yeah, it's absolutely. It was the first time I can't say the word. I'd read or heard the C word in a way that wasn't derogatory. It was it was aggressive, but it wasn't derogatory. And the way that these, because it's a lesbian, you know, most of the people in there are lesbians. It was quite. It was just beautiful. It was showing strong women just being themselves and being unashamedly themselves, which at my young age of whatever, I think I was 15 or 16 when I read it, it just blew me away seeing a woman that wasn't trying to behave. You know, that blew me away. But yeah, what about you? What's yours? Or one
no
of
one
yours?
here gets out alive.
Oh yes! Oh my gosh!
You read it?
Yes.
I was going through a bit of a stage at that point of my life where I was on a bender, a very long one, and no one here gets out alive celebrates heavily the consumption of alcohol. And I got to the point where I was consuming alcohol for breakfast on a daily basis.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I lent the book to a friend of mine, and he had exactly the same thing. We lent somebody else, and they had exactly the same thing. It's the only book that I know that's turned at least 3 people into alcoholics.
It's crazy. It's one of those things, like, you don't think that a book could do that. Have you read any what's his name? Bret Easton Ellis?
No.
Look, it's eye-opening. He wrote American Psycho.
Yeah.
He also read a number of other things. One of them is Choke, which is very good. Another one is a whole pile of people end up in hell, okay? And they're working in a call centre because, of course, you would in hell, let's be honest.
Yes.
And there are so many aggressively sexual and not sexual in a hot way, like not in a, you know, whatever, just aggressively negatively sexual, like not it's hard to describe. There's one where I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, he writes in such a beautiful way. It's raw and like really kind of negative and naked, and like it's really interesting. Like, I do not want to meet him. Like, with lots of my favorite writers, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'd have dinner with them. They could come stay at my house. Bret Easton Ellis, fuck no. I don't want to know what goes through that head. I know what goes through my head and what with my stories. Mine are not as dark as his, obviously, thank God. Mine are fucking dark. Like, one of these days you'll all read it and go, oh my God, I watched that chick on making videos, what the fuck.
Now the darkness, my old friends.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I've said to a few people, I'm like, you can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the, you know, you can't have all of the greatness without the badness. You know, that kind of shit. All that crap. Anyway, Let's
Well, we
move.
seem to have strayed a fair way off track.
That's
So
alright.
let's
Like
pick
I
up
like it that way.
on
Like I think it's better that way anyway.
So do I. So do I.
All I was going to talk about was Bloody Mary anyway.
Go for it.
Well,
And
Bloody
let's
Mary.
change
Bloody
the
Mary,
subject.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. If I die, you'll know. No one come and murder me. Where are we? Screen capture. I just took away this thing. So Bloody Mary. She was based on Mary the First, which I'm sure we all knew because I did mention it the other day. Oh, you can see with the lights change. It's a bit weird. I've got some facts up here. So she was Mary the Queen of fucking who gives shit. I had all this information up here, but who cares? So she was only named Bloody Mary years after her death, which I think we did discuss last time. I think we did discuss that. So she was Queen Mary first, and the daughter of Henry VIII and Queen Catherine of Aragon. I'm going to say Queen Catherine of Aragon. She was kick-ass. Bloody Mary. So it was never used during her lifetime. So her notoriety started to grow, like in 1563. Apparently, people started writing books about her. I'm not going to read the whole fucking thing. I'm just giving you a few facts. She was the first Queen of England. No one cares about that. She didn't speak to her dad. How many of us don't speak to our dad? Come on. For over 3 years. Oh, come on. That's child's play. She imprisoned her own sister in the Tower of London. Do we know these things? Anybody?
Imprisoned her. No, I think she was imprisoned by her sister.
Mary was paranoid, was as paranoid as her father, King Henry VIII. She believed that her sister Elizabeth was plotting to take her crown, so Elizabeth was imprisoned in the Tower of London on the 18th of March, 1553. And she was questioned until the 22nd of May, when she was taken to Woodstock, but was still under house arrest. So she was just, you can go home. We won't keep torturing you. We won't keep questioning you. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, the whole witch trial things. You know, we were talking about questioning, that kind of thing. My brain jumps around and my mouth just doesn't shut up. Mary was engaged twice during her childhood. So was I. Good to know. As Princess of England, Mary was a valuable prize. Oh, I wasn't. Henry VIII, did what he did. Blah, blah, blah. She acted as a servant to her sister, Queen Elizabeth, when Queen Elizabeth did what went all, queenie. She executed Jane Grey. We knew this already. Does anyone not know this shit? I'll keep reading. These are like 12 interesting facts that you're not meant to know, but Queen Mary showed no mercy to the Archbishop Craneman. Oh my god, I feel really bad for anyone watching me. I'm so sorry. I do know how to read, I promise. She'd always hated that fucker. She knew that he was driving force in her father's break from Rome and her parents' divorce. So she went all cray-cray. And watched his friends burn to death under her reign. She just went, hang on, I've got a lighter somewhere.
Well, there you go. And people say we should feel bad for the fact that Elizabeth had her executed. By the sounds of it, it was probably justified. After all, she did lock her sister up in the tower. And the tower was certainly no place to be.
Sibling rivalry, it's fine.
Yeah, two sisters bitching at each other. Yeah, sibling rivalry. Yeah, just.
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to go through any more of that. But then, of course, the rumours went through that the reason she stayed young and everything like that was that she was bathing in the blood of virgins. So that was the time there was all these women going missing. They were saying blood of virgins. And there was a time, I think that, I don't know if it was true or not, no idea, but she was found draining the blood of one of her servants. Who knows? Gossip. They didn't have Facebook back then, so we don't have any proof.
Do you know that there is actually a woman from, if memory serves me correctly, the old Yugoslavia, a noble lady that was actually caught after having sacrificed 32 virgins from the local village.
Where did she live that had
out,
32 virgins?
I don't know. It certainly wasn't this part of Tasmania.
No. Well,
And yes, but because she was so powerful, all they did was exile her. They just put her into exile, even though she'd murdered at least 32 young women.
so why was she so
bathed in their blood.
powerful? What made, because bathing in the blood made her powerful, or is it just because they believed it did? So they thought she was more powerful.
Her family was very.
Oh, her
powerful.
family was powerful, like as in powerful,
Yes.
like rich and owned land and
As
shit.
rich, politically connected.
False grains of lard. That's fair enough.
So she
If you-
just got sent into exile and lived out her days alone, basically, in a castle.
Alone in a
Shut
castle.
off from the rest of the world. Yes.
That sounds terrible. If anyone wants to exile me alone to a castle, internet would need to be there and food provided, obviously. Otherwise, I'm good. I'll happily just walk around in one of those big flowing robes, shrieking into the night, crying for Heathcliff, whatever you want me to do. More than happy to do that. Just email me. Job opening.
Look, you will need plenty of stock of food, because if we stick you in a castle in Transylvania, I can guarantee you there is no Uber Eats.
Yeah, but they can just come and drop it off with helicopters. If they own a castle, they can do this. Look, in my fantasy, there's this rich billionaire, like Elon Musk goes, he sees this and goes, you know what, I want her in a castle. And then he just pays for me to go live in a castle, giving me all the food and things, and all I have to do is shriek and walk around with mascara running down my face and weeping into my pillow and shit like that, and he probably records it and jacks off in his shoe or something like that. I did just say that, didn't I? Okay, good. And this is a welcome. Anyone who's new to here, this is me. Fuck. Oh my god. So yes, that's about that. And now there is a video that may or may not work. So let's just see what happens. Oh my god. Well, at least we know for next time that we have to kind of... Oh, fuck off. I did upset Baba Yaga. I'm sorry, Baba Yaga. I promise I will do any... What do I have to do to appease her? Tell me.
You haven't upset Baba Yaga. You have upset Chort.
I've upset a chook.
No, you have upset Chort.
Oh, yes, of course.
Karate.
Yes. But how do I fix that?
That I do not know. Whilst I do know a little about Slavic folklore, I'm not that deep into it yet.
Someone let me know. That would explain a lot about my life, to be honest, if I just fucking pissed off some deity somewhere. That would make so much sense. Okay. Alright, here we go. Hey, yo, you calm down, you. You calm down, you. Oh, fuck. Don't worry about it. I'll start it up in a second. We're not playing random ads on a different thing. See that little blue thing in the corner? If anyone can see that, that is a magic 8-ball. You can do stuff with it. I don't know if you can touch it. Look, I don't know.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second.
It's a new magic 8-ball.
You lie.
What?
That is not a magic 8-ball. You lie.
I was going to say, what did I not send you the right cocaine? No, you sent me this crap. Oh, I'll beat you later. Hang on. It started. We do not do that, by the way, if anyone's watching. Sorry, my brain, jumps around. Okay. Videos. Hopefully it doesn't fuck up again.
Think of a Bloody Mary, some of us may picture the spicy cocktail, the one containing vodka and tomato juice. Others may best know Bloody Mary from the ghostly folklore. You know the one. Step in front of a mirror and chant her name repeatedly. Upon uttering her name 3 times or 13 times depending on which version of the ritual you use, her apparition then appears to reveal your future. Allegedly, Bloody Mary will either show you an image of your future spouse or that of a skull, indicating that you'll die before having the chance to marry. If you heard this tale as a child, Your friends probably dared you to conjure her spirit in group play. If you're like us, though, you chickened out after reciting her name only twice. Mary has long been perceived as a feared figure, and there's a reason history granted her the title of Bloody Mary. Though to be among the top most evil queens in history, she spent her short 5-year reign developing a fearsome reputation for burning many Protestants at the stake in her attempt to reverse the English Reformation. She'd arrange executions by fire, while forcing many to watch their peers burn. The unwilling spectators would then suffer the same fate afterwards. To say she was harsh is an understatement. She threw all of England into terror and chaos without showing any mercy. When we say no mercy, we're not kidding. She would even have pregnant women burned if she viewed them as heretics, all in the name of her religious fanaticism.
I think we're getting. Do you have the sound going on your side, like the sound external? Because it seems to be.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's why it's doing it.
I've just muted.
Stop it.
Well, I can't hear it any other way.
Still, if you know her background and origin story, you might start to question whether Mary was
I'll send it to you.
or if she was actually a victim of
Yeah,
unfortunate
send-
circumstances.
send-
Before you think we're
Come.
crazy for even suggesting it, allow us to explain. After learning about her story, you can decide for yourself what you think to be the case. Before she was the crazed queen, she was just a little girl. Born in 1516, Mary Tudor was the only surviving child of King
Any
Henry
chick was
VIII
crazy,
and
she was always just a
Catherine
little
of
girl.
Aragon. Initially, life for her started out great. She was a little princess beloved by her mother, her father, and the people of England. There was just one problem. She was a girl. Realizing there may be no other children, mainly no sons, to inherit the throne, Mary's mother Catherine groomed her at an early age for a promising
Yeah, without
future
question, they
as
have
the
to be-
Queen of England to be. Catherine taught her
Especially all the
Latin,
nonsense
thought
that
at
the
time
queens
to
and
be a
royalty
man's
have to go
language,
through.
so that Mary could someday
Oh, yeah,
fulfill the
that's-
most masculine
it's
of
not
roles,
something-
that of a sovereign. Though
Even though
Henry
people
was
think
proud
it'd
of his
be an
daughter, her
amazing thing to
accomplishments
be
wouldn't be
a
enough for
sovereign
him
and
later,
whatnot,
and he'd
that's,
still want a son.
it's not
Being the
something I
daughter
would
of the King
want.
of England
No,
and the
no,
Spanish
I wouldn't.
princess, Mary
I mean,
also
look,
was
I'd
considered
consider
a hot
it
commodity for marriage. Her hand
if it was
often promised
some
sons of
beautiful,
various rulers for sake of alliances and political gain.
you know,
All of
Jason
these
Momoa.
betrothals fell through, though.
Fell-
When she
like,
turned 11,
if I could be the Queen of the
only
Sea,
minimum legal age for
I'm into
marriage,
that.
her future betrothal was more
I'll
seriously
become Queen of the
considered.
Sea.
Before
Oh,
she
look,
could
I'm actually
embark
wearing the
on
right
successful
colour.
marriage, however, something
Jason
happened
Momoa,
that
look, I'm
changed
here,
her
I'm
forever.
here.
That
I
is,
can
her
replace Amber
father
Heard.
fell madly in love with a woman
Red
and
hair.
then
Oh my God,
wanted
red
a
hair,
divorce
green.
with her mother. This was probably
I didn't even
the
realise I was
biggest,
dressed that way.
defining event for
I mean, I
Mary.
knew I was
Due to
dressed
the
that way. I know
numerous
what I wear.
repercussions that followed. It was from
I'm not a
this
crazy
moment
person.
on that
Anyway,
Mary
sorry.
would never
Pay attention to
experience
Mary.
a day of happiness.
To
Now,
make
before
any
you
deal,
jump to
we all
judgment and
must pay
think,
the
well,
piper
lots of
when the
children's
time
parents
comes.
get divorced,
They
or
must
they
what?
grow up to become murderers.
To make any
Just before
deal, we
Christmas,
all must
the
pay the
Albanese
piper
government
when
made
the time
same job,
comes.
same pay law.
I will never pay any
These
piper.
workers like me won't
No such
You
thing.
have to if you make a deal. Yes. You have to if you make a deal. That's how deals work.
Sorry, as soon as you said that, it reminded me of what's it called? All is happy in San Francisco. All is happy. Always sunny in.
It's always sunny in California.
No, it's a TV show. If anyone knows and anyone's watching and you know what I'm talking
always
about.
sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and to pay. You know, you always have to pay the troll. Yep, to pay the toll. That's exactly what I heard. I just heard troll toll, and then you have to pay the troll toll to get into the boys' hole. And now I should stop, but. That's where my brain went. It instantly started singing that song. I'm like, seriously? Why? Of all the songs in the world? It's an aggressive thing, my brain.
Why stop? Why stop now? Why stop now? I mean,
We'd
the thing.
advise
And
you to
I
consider that
remembered the name of the lady in Europe that I was trying to think of. Lady Mary Bathroy.
Bathroom. Like bathroom?
No, Bathroy.
Bathroy.
R-O-Y. So where
So
are
that
we going
I thought
now?
that film was only going to go for about 3 to 5 minutes. It was going to go for about 15. So unless anyone wants a toilet break, in which case we can play that one. Otherwise, why my boob? Sorry. We are up to something that is not my boobs, which I know everyone's distraught about. I know something other than my boobs. Who has the audacity to talk about something else? According to the internet, that is audacious to talk about anything other than my boobs when they talk about me. So, there you go, babes. Share with your friends. So we're up to Lady Midday. You know about this?
I do, but I have drawn a blank. Lady Midday
I do have a film.
is a mythical
I have a video.
is a mythical creature that was specifically in the pre-20th century period,
Hey, Wolfie.
and it was often said that people that worked out in the midday sun and often got what we would know as sunstroke would see this mythical creature known as Lady Midday and come to steal their soul because they were completely at their wits'
Dehydrated
end
and
from
crazy,
sunstroke.
yeah.
Because when you get sunstroke and you get dehydrated, you do go a little bit crazy.
Oh, yeah, you see some weird ass shit.
She was said to be seen by people that had been doing too much outside. And I cannot guarantee this, but perhaps that is why the saying, only old dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. Sorry, mad dogs and Englishmen go out.
I was going to say, just because you're old doesn't make you crazy. I mean, it helps, but it doesn't just make you crazy. It's not standard. Hey, Wolfie, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. We're here talking about creatures. Well, basically just... Oh, a noise happened.
A noise happened.
Thank you for following Amoni. I'm not going to speak anymore. I'm just going to do everything in interpretive dance, okay?
I am Fast Wolf.
Yes, I am Fast Wolf. I know I am Fast Wolf. He is also a streamer and awesome. So, yes. So that is a very beautiful picture, as you can see. Fuck. I'm just going to turn off the sound so the computer and go dun-na-na-na, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-na-na, dun-na-na-na, dun-dun-dun-dun-na-na. You can't hear that. No one can hear that. Dun-na-na-na. Okay. And magically now we're back. No one had anything to... Like, there was nothing. Don't pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain. Look, you know this is all a clusterfuck. That's why you watch. Had someone tell me that today because I did a game and then I was doing a walkthrough of the game after I'd played it and after I'd done one playthrough with one ending. I was going to do a walkthrough with me not talking and just basically me going, you know, welcome to this one, we're doing this, and then this one, like loop 1, loop 2, loop 3. The game's 12 minutes, look it up on my YouTube or Twitch or anything else. And she said, oh, well, I'm not going to watch it. I'm like, why? And she goes, I'm only there for your nonsense. I'm like, fine, whatever. Here we go.
Polotnitsa is a mythical character common to the various Slavic countries.
I'm
of
glad there are
Eastern
subtitles.
Europe, referred to in English as Lady Midday, Noon Wraith, or Noon Witch. She was usually pictured as a young woman dressed in white that roamed field bounds. She attacked people working at noon, causing heat strokes, itches in the neck. Sometimes she even caused madness. Lady Midday, who makes herself evident in the middle of hot summer days, takes the form of whirling dust clouds and carries a scythe or shears. Most likely the shear would be of an older style, not akin to modern scissors. She would stop people in the field to ask them difficult questions or engage them in conversation. If anyone fails to answer a question or tries to change the subject, she will cut off their head or strike them with illness. She may appear as an old hag, a beautiful woman, or a 12-year-old child, and she was useful in scaring children away from valuable crops. She is only seen in the hottest part of the day.
They're quite different.
Personification
Old
of
woman,
frost
young woman,
sunstorm.
child. I suppose it...
Polotnitsa
I'm not going to say
is a
that joke.
mythical character
That joke had never happened. Definitely did not say that joke. So there you go. So that gives you a general idea of what Lady Midday was about. What she was about as a person, you know. I like to think those ones are real. Like, I like to think that.
Very interesting that they're trying to equate Lady Midday with all aspects of womanhood. Child, woman, old lady.
Witches, again. Doing the whole mother... What is it? Crone...
look, maybe the people that create some of these myths are incels.
Well, let's be honest, the amount of people back in those days that just generally hated strong women. They just wanted women to literally bow down and suck it and shut up and make babies and take care of their house. But that's only if they weren't bowing down and sucking it. And like so many people, they want that now too.
The strange thing is, in saying that, it was only a portion of people that behaved like that, because
Oh yeah.
you have to remember how absolutely appallingly hard times were. And you had to approach things as a team, otherwise your family unit would not survive.
Oh, totally.
And for a man to be treating his life partner with such disdain and disrespect would actually bring down all sorts of horrors upon the household, because if the wife wasn't there to look after the house and look after the children and whatnot, then everything would fall apart. And there's many stories of, especially when you go back to times during the plague era, where people just fell apart. Their wife died and they just fell apart because they couldn't look after the children. They didn't know what to do, how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that whilst you say people scared of strong women,
Maiden, mother, and crone. Yeah. So, no, I think it's more the fact that the more aggressive ones are the ones we hear about. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one wants to hear a story about a loving father and a loving wife who had kids and had a lovely life making corn and then made some babies and died. You know, no one wants to hear about that. What they want to hear about, and what is always loud, like similar to now. So people aren't going to be sitting there thinking about, you know, in history, they're not going to be looking at the general public. They're going to be going, there was incels. You know, there were incels, there were these bad people, this was loud, Donald Trump. You know what I mean? They don't talk about the people that are quiet and nice and respectful of each other. They talk about the ones that fight. That's, you know, like, I have no idea what happened when the Nazis were around. No clue. I know there were Nazis. I can tell you, like, where the Nazis went. I can tell you what they did. But I have no idea what else happened in the world during that period of time. Do you know what I mean?
I
Hang on.
could do 10 episodes on it.
Oh,
Off
I've
the top of my head.
got text here from somebody, but I don't know where it came from. Levi Carmack just joined. What we're talking about. We kind of went off on a tangent. So we were talking about Lady Midday, and then we started just talking about the fact that darkness. Would you like to put it into a bit that I'm not going to go off on a tangent on, please?
We are talking about how these myths that exist are perpetrated upon society, and the fact that if you believe in these myths and consider all, and most of them centre about women being the appalling person and the demon and whatnot, but if you actually
The one with the power.
seriously sit down and have a look at it and think about it, that cannot be the case. It must have been created by people that, as the Mistress said, are scared of strong women. And what you want to do back in those times, the greatest showmen of the time were the local ministers, and they wanted bums on pews. So if they got everybody scared about the fact that there's this elderly lady living on the outskirts of town that is there on her own, then she must be a demon. She is on her own. She has no family. She has no man to look after her. She has no child to keep her safe. So therefore she must be a demon. She must be a witch, and she must be gotten rid of.
And she must weigh the same as a duck. Sorry. Exactly. The only news is the sensational stuff. Like, we don't hear about the lovely lady down the road who helps kids cross the road every day. You know, we don't hear about that. We don't hear about the people that give their extra fruit to people that can't afford that much. We don't hear about that. What we hear about is the person who beat his wife to death, or that loud person over there. Like, we don't hear about, you know. Maybe we should do some of that. Maybe, like, every week we should just have this person randomly in the world has done something nice. Yay them, and make them news. That would be fun. But thanks for that. I think that's Susie, isn't it? Suze.
I can give you one off the top of my head straight away. Person that's made the world a better place.
Is it sis?
His name is
Oh.
no, his name is Grant, and he has just set up a local fishing club,
Mm.
which has gone from 3 members to 25 members in the space of a week. And he is reclaiming the lake, which exists outside my radio station. Um, and they're actually going to start clearing the weeds out of the lake, which has been something that's been needed to be done for about 35, 40 years. So
That's awesome.
he's making, by starting up a little fishing club, he's actually making the town a better place.
That is so good. That's beautiful. I love that. So, okay,
And he is an all-round good guy too.
we should
And he's
definitely
just
do
had-
that.
And his partner has just had another baby. So you know,
Aww.
not only, he's got 3 kids under the age of 6. The first one's just started school. He's doing what he can to make the area a better place for his family, and that's to be absolutely applauded. So
Oh, okay.
good work, my friend. Good work.
I think we should do like a thing like a pretend newspaper, and we'll just like, you know, someone from Tasmania. So Tasmania, Canberra, Australia. If you guys have anything from whatever country you're in, just some person who, you know, your grandmother who's doing something sweet, send it through. Like send a message, send it on Discord, you know, and then we'll do these like newspaper articles and go like doo-doo-doo, and tell everybody about, you know, something good. We need to do something good. Like all of this stuff is just so depressing. That's why I don't watch the news, which means I do miss out on stuff. But it just, you know, it's literally just people being shit to each other. Whereas if you look, and you know, there are lots of good things too. Why can't we balance it out?
It's very easy to get caught up in the negativity and the darkness. It
Definitely.
Really is. And whilst it can be fun to walk in the dark, you do need to actually walk in the light, because otherwise you won't be able to see and you'll fall over. No, but
Oh,
we can't always dwell on the negative. We've got to
No, or you go crazy and rip your hair out. Yeah, 100%.
Indeed.
Yeah, but yeah, we need to be celebrating the beautiful things, the beautiful kindnesses in the world, as opposed to just focusing on the negatives. Definitely. Now, this one is all you, my dear, and I'm going to take a little break while you're talking. By that, I mean take off my face, because I need to adjust. And Cat, stop talking. If you could stop talking for 2 seconds, that'd be amazing.
We have not got these slide.
No, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to slide. You just have to know psychically what it is. Do you reckon you could know? Do you reckon you know?
I know psychically what it is.
What is it?
Canine lupus lupus.
Is that canine lupus
Canine
lupus?
lupus lupus. Canine lupus
You pair?
lupus.
Is that how you say it? You pair?
No. Au pair is how you say it. No,
Au
it's not
pair.
really
That sounds
lupus.
like grandpa. You know, au pair.
Au pair.
Alright, I'm just going to the
is,
bathroom.
once again, au pair is old Europe, once again, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the forerunner of what we know as the vampire. Au pair is Eastern European folklore, and the first real recollection of the vampire as we know it in modern times comes in Transylvania after the Emperor Vlad, in the Crusades against the Ottoman Empire to stop the Ottomans from invading his country, created a fortress of bodies on stakes, and he became known as Vlad the Impaler. And that very quickly transferred across into being Dracula as we know it in the Western folklore tradition. But it's not how it started out. And it's interesting to think how far back that sort of thing goes. And if you want to actually look at things like that, we can talk about the werewolf or canine lupus lupus, meaning wolf. And the werewolf, of course, being a man-wolf hybrid that only comes out on the full moon in the other period of the lunar cycle. The human that is afflicted by the curse of the wolf remains in human form, and it is only once in the cycle that they do emerge. Now, it is quite interesting that this once again goes way back into European folklore. And in old Europe, in the Slavic countries, the Baltic countries, and whatnot, he was actually known as a Luguru, which is a bastardization of the canine lupus lupus. So we know from modern folklore that the only way to kill the werewolf is with a silver bullet. However, when you actually look into the traditional folklore, it becomes a little less clear as to what the murder or what the death of a werewolf, is brought about by. So there you go. That is Uper and the werewolves. And the Mistress will take us into the next segment, please, Mistress. She's still off doing whatever she wants.
She will do no such thing. She's wearing a bodysuit, and it's one of those ones that attaches at the nethers, and I can't reattach it at the nethers. So I'm trying to fix it up to try to be nice and try to be ladylike and shit. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen. So if it starts riding up, you know why. So we've done.
I'm surprised you just don't have shorts on, Mistress.
I do, but it's still attached to the and still got bits. You know, it's one of the ones that clip. You ladies know what I'm talking about, right? You sit there and you've got the bodysuit, full bodysuit, and then it's got the clips under your, you know, your precious, under your lovelies, under your.
And for the gentlemen subscribers watching tonight, if you do not know what Mistress is talking about, I'm dreadfully sorry for you. Because a teddy suit is an absolutely wonderful thing.
It is gorgeous. It's really lovely.
It is a sight to behold, it really is. And if you haven't had the opportunity, shame on you.
And now I can play this and then get another break. Pink bits. I call them the ladies, the jadals. I've got a million names for them. But, you know, I'm not going to say the other one because we're on the internet.
Now, while the Mistress...
Okay, that's a good idea. I think... Hang on, something just went weird. I don't know what's happening. Failed to fetch from... Okay, whatever. I don't care about that. Go away. Sorry, guys. So I've got new Streamlabs. I pay to get a subscription so that I can, you know, stream to multiple places. So normally I was just doing it through Restream, which is 2. This one's 4. So, and it was the cheapest way to do it. Well, the most affordable way, not cheapest. Anyway, werewolves! Yay, werewolves! I think my favourite type of werewolf, there's, no sound at all? Susie's saying there's no sound.
No, we're fine.
I'm not... You can hear me? No, mine's saying that I'm going up.
Kelly's saying that you're muted.
I'm not muted. My button's there. I'm sparkly. Am I muted? I am sparkly.
David DJ 1968, have we got any sound?
Let me know what's happening. Obviously, the sound isn't going there. But if you can't hear me because it's saying that my sound should be going up. But we did have a bit of a thing there.
Have any sound? I'd say we've got no sound at the moment at all. I'm not getting a response from anybody.
I hear nothing.
Yep, no, we've got... Something's gone wrong. We've got no sound going out.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
No, single thing. Thank you, Kelly.
All I can do is stop it and restart it, but I don't know, because it's saying that the sound is going in and your sound is coming through, so it's something between here and them. Hang on. Do a BRB. Visual loud and clear, then nothing. Okay. I wonder if we had there was a power surge, something.
Try shutting down the YouTube video. That could be blocking the...
Yeah, okay. Give me a sec. Oh, I have a lot of things open. Can anybody hear me? La da 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 da. Da 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 da. There is no sound. No, I don't want to do that. No, that's us. That's doing the same thing again. Oh, this is a big fat balls. And this is not actually even... It's not even open. Okay, so something's going on there, because that was just playing, and there was literally nothing going on there. If anyone can hear us, I've got everything closed. I'm just going to sing to you, because if you can't hear me, I'll feel
I'm just
better.
going to walk away. I'm just going to go and have a look and see if Susan's got any sound.
Yeah, otherwise I'll just have to turn it off. What are we gonna do? Gonna build a snowman. Doesn't have to be a snowman. Fuck a duck. So lame. What the f...
Are you there, Mistress?
I am indeed. Can they hear me?
Something has gone wrong because it's actually shut down the stream.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, then I will close it down. Did you want to keep going or do you want to stop?